that and use that with olive oil and use that to rub that on to children for calming and soothing and so forth. And that was medicine. Let's go to the next slide, please. Treatments. The Hakims, Unani physicians, believe in 4 lines of treatment. Regimental therapy, Hajbit Tadir. This includes exercise, regular and correct massage, steam baths, fermentation, emesis, purging, and enemas. Diet therapy, Hajib Giza. This covers a normal diet, liquid diets for flushing out the system, and semi-solid diets that will allow the digestive system a rest without resorting to the comparative extremes of a liquid diet. And then you got pharmacotherapy, right? Which is Hajbid Dawa, the prescription of medicines derived from animal, mineral, or plant sources. Most of the drugs are of herbal origin. These are prepared such that there are no side effects. And then lastly, there's surgery, Jaharat. This includes venesection, cupping, leeching, and carceration. That is dealing with burning. I don't think that's pretty good no more, but for some extreme situations, some people have to do it. Prevention. Next slide, please. Prevention and cure. Looking more to prevention than cure, Unani medicine holds that close attention to the 6 essential factors which ensure a disease and stress-free life. These factors are air, food and drink, physical activity and rest, mental activity and repose, sleeping habits and retention and evacuation. Very important as to the prevention and cure of many of our illnesses. Next slide, please. And some of the stuff, unfortunately, is not showing up on my screen, but I'm gonna have to go back and forth. Unani-Tibb practitioners still treat people with herbal remedies and manipulation for a variety of illnesses. In the Islamic world, many of the poorer people who cannot afford allopathic medicine will still resort to this traditional medicine. There are also people who prefer Unani-Tibb to allopathic medicine, as indeed the traditional Unani-Tibb remedies do not bring with them the side effects commonly experienced with allopathic drugs. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is again, this is like, my name is Dr. Amir Tafiq Abdulaziz. My nickname or pen name is Dr. Shaka Zulu because I've been a revolutionary martial artist for a number of years. And now combining not only the martial arts, but now including the healing arts into my practice. I open up this practice, a holistic health clinic called Natural Health Hero. And this is what I service the community, um, a revolutionary spirit of health and healing for the community, by any means necessary. So this is me here, the World Tai Chi Qigong Day, I think in the Bronx, giving acupuncture, auricular therapy to a sister. This is a brother here, one of my martial art buddies. And next slide, please.
Before we go, brother Shaka,
Mm-hmm.
Shaka, I want to let people make sure they get your information down as we move further, because you're giving us so much material. And by the way, Dr. Shaka is coming back. He'll be doing this again with multiple opportunities to kind of go deeper into these things. So don't worry, there'll be other times and other opportunities to kind of go deeper into these things and to take deeper dives into it. So take down, the website is naturalhealthhero.com, naturalhealthhero.org, and as well as his email, naturalhealthhero786@gmail.com. Just want to make sure I give you that shout out, big bro.
Alhamdulillah. I'm so glad that we're doing this because, we want to make sure that we empower the people with the information. And like our Imam, our great Imam Umar Abdul Jalil said, it is about the activation of the information. And so, alhamdulillah, I'm so glad that we honored to get this approach and get this opportunity to share this information. Inshallah, people will take this and make it affirmation and transformation.
And it's only the
Now,
beginning. So you're going to have opportunities to come back and give them opportunities to kind of get better with the affirming it and practicing it over time. Because sometimes we know to change our habits takes time. So you'll be back to give us more opportunities to give us more. So I'll move the slide now, brother.
I mean, thank you, Mom. So that's why I'm saying it's so important, because for the next slide, I'm right on target. Muslims, we turn to the Holy Quran for guidance in all areas of our lives, including health and medical matters. As collected in the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, once said that Allah did not create a disease for which he did not also create a cure. Muslims are therefore encouraged to explore and use both traditional and modern forms of medicine, and to have faith that any cure is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Traditional medicine in Islam is often referred to as medicine of the Prophet. As I said earlier, Al-Tib al-Nabi. Muslims often explore the medicine of the Prophet as an alternative to modern therapies or as a supplement to modern medical treatment. Here are some traditional remedies that are a part of the Islamic tradition. One should always consult with and before attempting any treatment. Some herbs may be harmful in some certain conditions or when consumed in the wrong quantities. And make sure you contact a professional like Dr. Shaka, and I will be happy to help you guys out. Okay, can we go to the next slide? All right. Yes, that is a beautiful picture. Traditional prophetic medicine there. And this right here is talking about something that we should all have in our kitchens. All right, it's black caraway or cumin seed, known as Nigeria sativa. It is not related in the common kitchen spice as cumin, right? But this originated in Western Asia and is part of the buttercup family. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, once advised his followers, use the black seed because it contains a cure for every type of ailment except death. Next slide.
Before we go, I want to make sure everybody get that down of what we need in our cabinets. So make sure you get that down, write that name down, and get online, try to find it wherever you can. So thank you, brother. Here we go.
Absolutely. I mean, even going back even further, in order to, one of my theories is in order to appreciate the fruit, you got to go back to the root. So, the Rasul alayhi salam, he spoke very highly about using black seed. Well, not just that, but, my travels also took me into ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt. And so I found that in studying Egyptian um, medicine practice, we also find the usage of black seed. And the pharaohs, they had, before every pharaoh had to get before when they was making their transition in their karas, in their casket that they call the karas, they actually had to have black seed in it, because they equated black seed was so good that they wanted to have black seed in the next so-called life. So black seed is very held high, what I'm saying, almost like frankincense. And saying we could talk about that later. Okay, but black seed is said to help with digestion. Okay, and it also contains antihistamine, anti-inflammatory properties, antioxidant, and analgesic properties, meaning that it's good for getting rid of pain. Muslims often consume black seed to help with respiratory ailments, digestive issues, and to boost the immune system. This is a super immune boosting system healing right there. You got pain killing properties, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, anti-ulcer, anti all type of stuff, antifungal. I mean, it goes all the way down. I mean, so you can see the great wisdom that we have in Islam, and the Rasul Islam pointed us in the right direction, saying that black seed is good for almost everything except for death. Okay, the picture over here shows a sister there, with the using black seed to for hair growth. These are some of the products that they're using with it right now. Did you know that black seed? You go to the next slide, please. Yeah, that picture looks a little crazy here, but yeah, did you know that black seed, the use is good for everything? This is another picture showing it's good for the diet. You know, it's good. It benefits the body. It's good for obesity, diabetes, all type of skin disorders, infections. Okay. In fact, like someone has like bumps and so forth like that, they can use it for eczema. For children, I also prescribe it because they can use it for a chest remedy for coughs and colds. Because sometimes they can't take the black seed because it tastes nasty, and it's a lot of the black seed also is mixed with honey. And if a child is under 2 years old, they should not have anything with honey because they cannot break down the glycogen of sugar that's in the honey. So you would give them something like agave. Um, but anyway, when you use the black seed, you can massage black seed oil on the child back as well as the chest. And the black seed, which will work transdermally, meaning it will go through the skin into the fascia of the skin, will help to open up and dilate the bronchioles so that it can relax and relieve for breathing. So even for not just children, but for adults, they can also benefit from using black seed oil. Go to the next slide, please. Honey, 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 honey. I love honey like we love money, but honey is also very honey is used topically for burns. I use honey also for any type of wounds, open wounds, gunshot wounds, stabbings. You can also use that for emergency holistic health medicine. Also for internal medicine, honey is excellent for cooling down the sore throat. Also for coughing, chest congestion, and removing phlegm. Let's move to the next slide, please. Honey is also described as a source of healing in the Holy Quran. There comes forth from their bees, the bellies, a drink of varying color, wherein is healing for men. Verily, in this is indeed a sign for people who think. This is from Quran 1669. It is also mentioned as one of the foods of the description of paradise, which the pious have been promised, is that what is also mentioned as the foods of, can't see it from here, are rivers of water, the taste and smell of which are not changed, rivers of milk of which the taste never changes, rivers of wine delicious to those who drink, and rivers of clarified honey, clear and pure. And that's in Quran Surah 47:15. Honey was mentioned repeatedly by the Prophet as a healing and a blessing and the best medicine. In modern times, it has been discovered that honey has antibacterial properties as well as other health benefits. Honey is composed of water, simple and complex sugars, minerals, enzymes, amino acids, and several different vitamins known to be conducive to good health. And I mean, they're using honey in so many modern day medicines right now. It's unbelievable. All right. Let's go to the next slide. The Quran says, and a tree, an olive that springs forth from Mount Sinai that grows oil, and it is a relish for the eaters. Quran 23:20. Also one said and told his followers, eat the olive and anoint yourselves with it, for indeed it is from a blessed tree. Olive oil contains monosaturated and polyunsaturated fatty acids, as well as vitamin E. It is consumed to promote coronary health and is used on the skin to increase softness and elasticity. And so, what that is saying in a nutshell is that olive oil, the blessing, the great blessing and wisdom of olive oil, is excellent for heart heart conditions. Okay, it helps to promote coronary health. Okay, when dealing with heart, you're dealing with issues of the um, arteries, capillaries, and the plaque that over accumulates in people's bodies over time, based upon environment, based upon a lot of the foods that we've been eating, etc. Um, and just other issues that come into play in the human body over time for some reasons. And so olive oil is said to help break down the plaque and remove it. And so as you can see, the great hikmah, the wisdom that we have in our Holy Quran. Right here, it says the usage of using olive oil. And so that's a picture of the olive tree. That's a picture of right there on the other side, on the right hand side is a flower of the olive, which a lot of us never get to see. But then also you always see it in the other form, which is in the olive oil and or olives that we eat. Next slide, please. Oh, one of my favorites. This should be one of your favorites too. Dates, timar, which are a traditional and popular food for breaking the daily Ramadan fast. Eating dates after fasting helps to maintain blood sugar levels and is an excellent source of dietary fiber, potassium, magnesium, and complex sugars. Okay, and these are some of the reasons why we should be eating dates. It helps for individuals, well, it helps with individuals that may have issues with hangovers. It helps in sobering up real quick. Vision. When ingested orally, it reduces night blindness. Digestion. Healthy bowel movements, and it helps to control diarrhea. Cancer, it helps because it helps to prevent abdominal cancer and cures intestinal disorders. It boosts the energy for anemic patients and increases sexual stamina. Nervous system, it helps to boost the nervous system and is good for the bone health because it has minerals that present and strengthen the bones. And for allergies, it aids as a presence for organic sulfur, which reduces the allergic reactions. Weight loss, I'm not even going to mention it because then y'all might buy all the dates from the supermarket tomorrow. But intake with dates and cucumber paste aids in weight management. And so that's just whoever got on this Zoom conference or whatever, y'all just saved yourself a whole bunch of money because you ain't got to go buy all them pills to wait to do some weight loss. You can do it naturally, holistically, and halal. Again, intake of dates and cucumber waste, cucumber and make it into a paste, and you should be good to go from there. And also dealing with the heart because dates is very, very good for reducing the risk of strokes and other heart related diseases. Is that enough for drinking? Or is that enough for eating dates? Next slide, please. So now on to another particular very important subject is water. And water, as they say, is the body's made up of more water than anything else. And water is a very important compound. H2O is the main necessity thing that you have to have in your body, and it's very important. It contributes to your mental, your physical, your spiritual, your skin. If your skin is dry, you're not drinking enough water. Your kidneys flushes the water and distributes it all throughout the body where it needs to go. Um, Dealing with water, and if you lose a lot of, you become dehydrated, you also lose what is known that's also in the water is electrolytes, because water, uh, quite unknown to a lot of people, water is very electrified. It has electromagnetic energy to it, and there's electrical current that runs through water. All right. And in Islam, there's a very, very important approach on water because you're dealing with Zamzam water. And Zamzam water is very looked after because Zamzam comes from an underground spring in Saudi Arabia. And it is known to actually contain large amounts of calcium, fluoride, magnesium, and which are necessary nutrients for good optimum health. You really, really need that. And if you haven't really gotten a chance to get blessed to drink some Zamzam water, I strongly suggest you get your hands on some. But with thirst, it is a useful indication of the daily fluid requirements. Unfortunately, it's not fully reliable since the body is already mildly dehydrated by the time an average person starts to notice thirst. All right. And you need to make sure you're drinking enough water. Dehydration is a very important thing because it can degrade specific aspects of cognitive performances, including visual vigilance, tension and anxiety, fatigue, and visual working memory. Dehydration was also linked to negative mood ratings and mood swings, impaired motor parking performances, and short-term memory. All right. So if health is wealth, brothers and sisters, and water is life, without access to clean water, health and wealth are both of a mirage. Right. So with making up 60% of the human body and at least 71% of the Earth's surface, the importance of water cannot be overemphasized. Unfortunately, access to clean water is dependent on income. Access to clean water is a constitutional right of all humans for all citizens. And, I'm not going to go into the disparity of even having real good water in our communities because, we all see what was going on in Flint, Michigan, and New York wasn't too far away from that not so long ago. Next slide, please. Here we go. Again, so water according to my holistic practice, is also mainly used because the theory of water is picks up energy, picks up sound waves. Water is very conducive, and there's a great doctor that I would definitely strongly encourage you guys to check out, Dr. Emoto. He had a wonderful research on the powerful healing frequencies of water, and he was showing that how water can be frozen, and when it was frozen that it was looked on into a microscope, and when it was looked upon into a microscope, it was showing the beautiful um, hydrogen carbon compounds coming together, and it was showing basically like what they call sacred geometry, beautiful spheres, beautiful shapes, and so forth. And they actually showed that the water can be programmed based upon the sound that was around or was reverberated into the holding cup, and or can be transitioned through thought, or what they call projection. In Islam, I would call that your intention, your niyat. And so, as you can see, um, you see the beautiful picture of the water coming down, right? That shows peace, tranquility. That picture to your left shows the crystallized water fragment under a microscope after prayers at the Cryon seminar. Next slide. So here's some more examples of some of Dr. Emoto's findings of the science and frequency of water and how beneficial it can be. So when we had they placed the sign or writing, or they had people basically saying these words over and over around the water before it got frozen, these were the shapes that it came to. So you can see compassion, and see how beautiful that looked, and thank you, and wisdom. And some of these shapes actually look like some of the stuff that we might have in the masjids, like the calligraphy or the writing of some of the stuff that you have in Moorish Spain. And then when you look down on the second line, you'll see heavy metal music. And you can see that the shape there doesn't look too alluring. And then there's another one, I will kill you. See how nasty that one looks. Then when somebody says you fool, you see how that one looks. And then again, water before and after a Buddhist prayer. So I wanted to share that with you, brothers and sisters, because imagine how the look of the water mentioned with Bismillah would come out, or any water or food ingested with in the name of Allah, or Bismillah, you know, or any of the 99 attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, um, pronounced over the food or over the water. Imagine how that crystallized water fragment would look. Let's go to the next slide, please. So another part of the traditional prophetic medicine that we find Rasul Islam spoke highly of is and we also use is the miswak. Twigs of the Arak tree, Salvadoria persica, are commonly known as siwak or miswak, and it is you or chew stick in our neighborhood. Miswak is also known by other names such as miswak, siwak, siwak. It is known as arawak in Arabic, koyoji in Japanese, kisam in Hebrew, kisa in Aramaic, mastique in Latin, and synonyms are in Arabic are miswak. And it is basically used as a health stick, as a natural way of cleaning and keeping the mouth fresh. The antibacterial properties of the miswak is very good for killing bacteria and so forth. Let's go to the next slide. I'm almost done. So I want to get to the question and answers. Okay, so this is a couple of pictures I want to just start to show you guys some of the stuff here. This is called hijama, cupping, detoxification. This is also out of traditional prophetic medicine. And it shows about cupping. Cupping is used for detoxification and moving, inflammation, um, and also dealing with stagnation of blood when the body is congested of phlegm and or blood that has not been moving because of um, sitting down for excessive time periods, laying down for excessive time periods, not getting enough um, exercise, not eating the correct foods, not being able to eliminate the waste matter from out of the body. Sometimes the body gets caught up and it needs an extra help, next extra push. And so cupping, as they call it in Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, they call it cupping, and Islamic medicine we call it hijama. Next slide, please. Our family at Natural Health Hero is dedicated to developing quality halal products. Um, and one of my findings of my research and study, um, becoming a natural health hero, and again combining the martial arts and now the healing arts, I wound up obtaining um, schooling in acupuncture and holistic medicine. And in traditional Chinese medicine, which is great, it goes back 4,000 years, and it includes the usage of acupuncture, which is stimulation on meridians through needles or beads, and even the usage of electrode stimulation. Also, what is known as moxibustion, which you'll see on the lower half side, somebody's holding like a little cigar. That's from a herb called mugwort that basically helps to warm up the blood of the stagnant blood and extricate phlegm and or blocked chi. Um, then you see the cups over there, and you see the oils and of course herbs. And so in Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, they place a lot of heavy emphasis on using herbs. However, in my findings, in usual traditional Chinese medicine, some of the formulas, majority of their formulas, are mainly based in alcohol and are also utilizing haram or animals that are not considered halal, feasible for Muslim kosher populations. So I found a big missing component that we needed to have. And so my quest of becoming a natural health hero and becoming already obtaining a traditional Chinese medicine doctorates, but also now learning to include the traditional halal formulas. So I was trying to connect with my Ayurvedic brothers and the Muslim faction in China and so forth, so we can get some of those traditional Chinese formulas that have been changed over into halal remedies. And so I actually deal with halal remedies. And Ayurveda, which on the other side here is the Indian component to holistic natural medicine. And Ayur meaning the science, and Veda is life. So it means the science of life and the science that teaches you the wisdom of living life, basically how to live. And a lot like traditional Chinese medicine, it also combines the five elements that we spoke about, which we had in traditional prophetic medicine of the prophet, of the five elements tied into the humors. So with Ayurveda, it classifies the five into three main groups, meaning the three body types, which would be the Vata type, the Pitta type, and the Kapha type. And that's how they look at it in the Eastern sense. And for Western science and Western medicine, they look at it in biology as the ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph type of setting. Let's go to the next slide, please. This is one of my charts that I like to use when I try to share the great information with some of my clients and friends about positive emotions. This is basically coming from out of an ancient Qigong practice, right? And this is the growing alchemical cycle of the five elements. And so a lot of people have issues, right, with their organs. And some of the ways that we can empower the people is through sound healing. And so in Qigong is mind, cultivating the Qi of the energy of the whole body. And you can also utilize not just movement and action like you see in Tai Chi, but also a meditation, spiritual mind, boxing, as you will find in Qigong. And the positive emotions you'll see in the heart, which is also when the fire element is runs with the heart, small intestine, and the sound to help heal the heart is ha. And when the heart is the organ of the heart, when it's running proper, everything is smooth. The proper emotions is love, joy, and happiness. And when you see that a person's life does not have love, joy, happiness, holistic practitioner may very well look into issues of the individual's heart or their small intestine and may very well prescribe them to do some exercises which will incorporate having the sound of ha. And so for the stomach and the spleen, which a lot of issues start with, um, it's dealing with the stomach, spleen, pancreas. And so the sound feeling for that, and that's also helping to deal with emotions of fairness, openness, and trust. And we say, take a deep breath in and who, that vibration of who actually helps to relax and stimulate the stomach, the spleen, and the pancreas. And it helps to get rid of the feelings of worry and stress. Move on to the lung and the skin, and which is the lung, the skin, and also the large intestine, which is excellent for mainly, responsible for digestion. But for that sound is dealing with as in a snake. And then going into the kidneys is dealing with, the positive emotions is gentleness, calmness, and silence. All right. But in traditional Chinese medicine, we find that an individual has issues with their kidneys and so forth, like that, meaning like back problems, meanings like stagnation of blood flow going through to the back. We would recommend that they do this exercise and say the sound words of chew, like chewing gum, but you're just gonna elongate chew and just go chew. Then there'll be the liver, which runs the eyes and the gallbladder. And why does that run the eyes and the gallbladder? They all connected in that meridian. And the positive emotions that are created or stimulated from the liver and the eyes and the gallbladder is dealing with kindness and generosity. And this is an element of spring nature, which is very uplifting. It's the wood element. And so that sound is shh. And those are the 5, 6 sacred healing sounds that are used in Qigong to use to help a person heal, excuse me, faster and or to recover from an injury and or a surgery. And on the right side of this chart here, you see a chart that I use in the practice is the acupuncture chart. There's over 365 meridian points on the body. And for anybody that what it really is that the body has like a train station, and the meridians are the train system, and each stop is the acu stop. So to stop and get at the heart, you're going to get off at the you're going to look for the heart meridian, and you're going to get off at the stop that you need to. Some are closer than others than the heart, but they're all effective, and it affects the heart as well as they also conjoin and help commend, I mean not commend, but complement the other organs. Let's go to the next slide. Oh yeah. So this therapy is one of my favorites. Ones is also called acupuncture, but this is in fact called auricular acupuncture, which is ear acupuncture and or pressure. And you can see we're using pins, and we're placing pins into the ear. People say, well, wow, what the heck is that? Why is he only doing, and that's a picture of me doing the acupuncture there out in the street. But this is a chart that we use for air reflexology, air acupuncture. And so the theory is that the body, that we are all microcosms to the macro system. So the body has a unique system of the hands, the feet, and are used mostly in reflexology. But a lot of people don't really realize that the ears are also the trifold to the three. And in auricular therapy or ear acupuncture, which is a separate modality within traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture, we find that ear acupuncture is very controversial because they're saying that it may be more effective than general practice acupuncture. And people say, wow, how is that? It is, it's an ear, how's this going on my ear? But on this chart, as you can see, this chart has many reference points to the micro parts of the macro system of the human body. And it looks almost like in one map, I don't think I have that one here, but in one map, it almost looks like an upside down fetus. And that was discovered from Dr. Nogier from France, who took the information of Chinese auricular therapy up a couple of notches, up until you had the family of Dr. Matula Shakur, the brothers from the Black Panthers and the Young Lords, and my teacher, Dr. George Love, revolutionized this theory called auricular therapy, ear acupuncture. Let's go to the next slide. Because we were finding that in order that all these different things when you're dealing with the needles, the sensation, a lot of people was getting the pain, you were getting pain or you're feeling it. Doesn't You're not feeling it. If I touch your hand or I touch your foot, you actually think or you sensitizing it in your foot or the hand. But where does the actual sensation start? People always think that the sensation starts at the extremity in which was being touched or stroked. However, the sensation actually starts in the brain and travels through the wires, neuroproprioceptors that transmit the feelings. And they all have to pass through. And the brain, last time I checked, was inside the skull, which is inside the head. And attached to that, on the side of that, is your ear. So they have what is known as nerves and nervous plexuses that run through the ear that correspond to all parts of the body. So the theory of auricular therapy is so real. You can treat the whole body by just touching parts of the ear. Parts of people cannot touch or bear with a stomach or touching certain parts of the body because it might be an infection or it might be some type of impairment. You can actually hit and treat the reference point, the micro point, the acupoint or acupressure point on the ear. Acupuncture triggers points, which is great for anxiety, chronic pain, insomnia, migraines, infertility, addiction, weight loss. It was noted for addiction mainly in the 1970s and 80s in Lincoln Hospital. They had the Lincoln Detox Clinic. Again, that was founded by Dr. Matula Shakur and a lot of the health revolutionaries, black acupuncturists, and they came up with the concept of the 5 point NADA protocol. And the 5 point NADA protocol is dealing with 5 needles placed in specific points of the ear. Let's go to the next slide. Oh yeah, well yeah. Next slide. Well yeah, 5 points of the ear that correspond to anxiety, stress, detoxification, restlessness, etc. And the technique was so revolutionary that many individuals who were battling narcotic issues for a long time were able to kick the habit very short, basically by using the acupressure or acupuncture techniques. This right here is another system that I use in my practice. It's called ionic foot detox because again, this goes back to Unani-Tibb. Again, deal with the pulse, look at the urine and or the saliva or stuff that's coming out of the body. Ayurvedic medicine also utilizes similar theories. Like in order to know what's going on in the system, I have to look at it, what's coming on out the system. So if I decide to use Ayurvedic practice or Ayurvedic modality for a particular client because Chinese medicine may not get it, I may use that to get a better result or get a better answer or to confirm something that may be already pre-existing. All right, so with the ionic is just another avenue of utilizing um, H2O, water, as hydrotherapy, right, through the science and propulsion of electrolysis, which you electrolyzing the water, the positive and negative ions of the water, and it basically pulls out the toxins out of the portals of the soles of the feet. Again, like in reflexology, you find that the feet is a microsystem of the macro system of the whole body. And so, but it's also have the soles and soles of the feet where it excretes where all your endocrine glands is there. And basically this device and practice helps to cleanse it out. And when you start seeing it starts off, um, the service pretty much is about half an hour. And what happens is it starts off with clear water and then it starts to grab, it starts to change over time. So the yellow green is dealing with is detoxifying the kidneys, bladder, deal with urinary tract infections for individual, for female, saying also prostate areas, all those type of stuff. Anybody who basically has any type of gynecological disorder and or prostate issues, you'll see the water come out greenish, yellow greenish. So that's what that's helping to relieve. And then when it goes into the orange and you see that, that's dealing with the joints and arteries. People was dealing with inflammation and pain, uh, arthritis and so forth like that. That's what definitely rheumatism, yeah, gout, neuropathy. All right. When you see it brown, whether I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, whether you was a smoker or not, we are all unfortunately victims of environmental pollutants. So don't be surprised if you see the water coming out brown and going into black because you're dealing with, which is, your body trying to detox from the liver, lungs, from tobacco and cellular debris, you know, secondhand smoke, air pollution, etc. When we go to the white cheese-like particles, you'll see like on the right-hand side, on the last subject there, you see all that cakey stuff. That's dealing with the yeast, um, vaginal yeast, candida, right? And also would help out with insomnia and get rid of migraines. And then go down to the green, that's dealing with your gallbladder, liver, and individuals who are battling stuff like gallstones, acid reflux, or any weak immune system. That's going to be greatly enhanced because we're going to be detoxifying the gallbladder and the liver. And then the red flecks that you will find in there, I see that in a lot of people, and alarmingly, not just in elderly people, but a lot of younger people that are getting into this health and wellness program. I'm kind of like trying to make it more hip hop style. There also is an alarming rate of blood clot material from red flecks. You see blood clot in their water, and that's dealing with arterial blockages, bruising, hypertension, cold hands and feet. And a lot of that comes from a bad lifestyle, staying up late, hanging out, excessive drinking, excessive smoking, excessive stress, excessive everything. Not good at all. These are all contribution to blood clot. Okay. Then there's the white foam, which is dealing with the lymphatic system, the lymph nodes, which is responsible for eliminating drainage out of the system. Okay. And then the black flex is dealing with heavy metals, fiber fog, chronic fatigue, memory problems, and so many other stuff. Next slide, brother. Yeah, so I always ask this question. Um, it's like I learned this learning from our great Imam, where you came from, where you at, and where you want to go. And so, me as a natural health hero and as your spiritual community doctor, my job is to help you get to where you need to go. Some people can get there running. Some people can go walking. Some people can go flying if you can afford it. But the main thing is that you're moving. So I asked this question: is your body acidic, toxic, and or even parasitic? Which is very important because cancer, they're not telling you, cancer thrives in a acidic and or parasitic environment, whether that's a parasitic environment or an acidic environment with the mind or the physical body. But these are things that has to be detoxed, because you have parasites, toxins, which contribute to mood disorders, pain, discomfort, vitality loss, which is dealing with chronic fatigue disorders, immune deficiency, right? Because your stomach ain't able to digest and break down the food, the immune system is thrown off. Pollution also contributes to joint disorders and bacteria. Oh man, we can go into bacteria for digestive disorders, stress and insomnia, and immune deficiency, and so much. And right here on the other side is my flyer that we have for our community acupuncture, Qigong Clinic, Natural Health Hero, Holistic Health. And these are some of that's the other chart showing the acupressure, the 5-point protocol, which is the sympathetic point, which relaxes muscles and calms the nervous system. Shenmen, which is calming and reduces cravings, anxiety, and insomnia. The kidney point, which is excellent for detoxification and emotional issues, and it clears the blood and also removes fear. Liver helps for detox and also removes anger and depression. And the lung is excellent for detoxifying your breathing and restoring joy. And so I think my number is there also, and our website, which is naturalhealthhero.com. And I'm very happy and honored to now also announce to the community that, in addition to having a .com, we also have a .org, because I'm about empowering the people with the information of transformation that they also can become holistic natural health heroes in their own homes, and so forth. So we have consultations going along. These are some of the services that we have to offer. And like I said, Air Acu Detox is excellent for relaxation, detox, weight loss, uh, stop pain, smoking, etc. Let's go to the next slide. So yeah, these are also some of my products. On This is one of my first products that I put out many years ago. This is Dr. Shaka Zulu's Chi Tonic. And again, one of our great teachers said, what your ancient forefathers were, you are still today. So I never looked upon myself as a nigger or any of these negative things that people try to put upon of our people that are melanated. I always see myself as a person of coming from divinity, and so everyone should have the right to good health, because I really believe, as a natural health hero, being Muslim, that health is our birthright. And so we're trying to basically help teach people that they can actually become a health hero and be free of pain, stress, anxiety, chronic fatigue, headaches, weight loss, diabetes, high and low blood pressure, addictions, ED. What's ED? That's dealing with, for the big people, that's erectile dysfunction. And then you also have female dysfunction, detoxification, and more naturally. Because a lot of the foods that we're eating or have been ingesting and consuming for some time are basically drugs masquerading as foods in our stupid markets. And I'm saying that again, some people are not going to get that. You have drugs masquerading as foods in our stupid markets. Why am I saying stupid markets? And why am I saying drugs masquerading as food? Because when was the last time that you took the time to read any of the labels of the stuff that you are purchasing and placing into your family's house, into their mouths? You have all this genetically modified food here, all this watered down food here. Everything is broken down, which is having no nutrition. And we have to get back to heal thyself and cooking for thyself, and not always going into fast food with fast minded people that do not have our interests at hand. So we go to the next slide, please. Yeah, so that was just my health right there. You see me in front of the Pyramid of Giza, one of my trips going into find out about medicine and so forth. Yeah, that again, that's my tonic there. That tonic came to me as an inspiration. My family physician, my grandmother's from Barbados, my family's from Barbados. So I've been initiated into bush medicine. And being a Muslim, I was very inquisitive, because the Rasulullah alayhi salam says, seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. And I want to be good at what this is. And so I want to say peace be unto everyone. I want to wish Al Shifa, or Allah, the healer, all health and healing come to all of us and come onto all of us only through you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thank you all for your time and your energy. I hope this information was could be useful, inshallah.
Thank you, brother. We're gonna
Alhamdulillah, thank you.
thank you. You gave us a tremendous amount of material to digest. There's no way we can all take it in on one sitting. So we're going to ask Brother Shaka Aziz to come back as many times as he possibly can to continue to give us more, and to take deeper dives into the medicine, into the practices that he's been studying for a considerable amount of years. We're going to open up the questions. Are there any questions for Brother Shaka Aziz, Amir Tawfiq? If there's any questions, we can open up now and just ask any questions and get busy like that.
Assalamu alaikum. I have a question for the great doctor and good brother. How long have you been practicing on this journey as far as practicing healing?
That's a great question. So I've been practicing, again, doing martial arts since the age of 7, and being initiated into holistic healing from my grandmother since the age of, I would say, 9 or 10. I had my first book, my first herbal book, Back to Eden, which was given to me by my grandmother. And I've been on a bush doctor's basically pathway ever since. Always experimenting with Caribbean herbs, African herbs. And again, so I've been going over this thing for like now over 15 years, I would say. Professionally, 15 years, but I would say longer than that. It's just been still studying, still study. I'm still studying, still adding on. Again, I have credentials in traditional Chinese medicine, but my theory and my practice as a natural health hero is not where you from, it's where you at. So by using that theory or using that, I found that the answers to some of the equations that we have, some of the problems that we have, would not only be, or it can't always be in Chinese medicine, right? And some of the herbs that you're going to use we ain't gonna get them because we're not in China, right? So, and sometimes some of the stuff that they create are only good for people that are close in that ethnobio centricity. So that's in my opinion. That's in my fact finding. So I have a practice. It's not where you from, it's where you at. But I use a combination of using Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine. Sometimes in my Ayurvedic approach, you get a deeper one because you're dealing with the divine constitution of the individual, whether they should be eating certain foods that they're not, because each person is different. A person has a headache, or 5 people come to see me for a headache. I can't all give them the same treatment. One person might have a headache because of stress. This person might have a headache because being dehydrated. This one might have a headache because it might be her cycle and she has a liver issue. So it's different strokes for different folks. So I don't just give them the same pill. So as a holistic practitioner, that's why I love about this approach and utilizing Al-Tib Nabi, the medicine of the prophet, as the protocol, because it can't go wrong with that. That was my main thing. I've seen some of the Chinese formulas; they were nice, they could do some wonderful things, but it got pig stuff in it, or or it has snake belly in it. I'm not with none of that stuff. So we had to create and become the solution to the pollutions. So we came up with Natural Health Hero, where we were able to do our own products, make it halal. One of the halal products that I want to share, I didn't get to put that up there, was you seen the bottle that I put up there, which was the Dr. Shaka's Chi Tonic, which is an energizer, energy boost. It basically helps the immune system. But right here, this one is the new one. I don't know if y'all can see this.
Yes.
This one here is
Hold,
the
hold it a little bit lower down. Lower it down a little bit. Yes, sir. Right there. Good.
okay, cool. This right here is Natural Health Heroes Four Thieves blend. And this is a Four Thieves cider blend. And this is a very infamous herbal blend that goes back to the 14th century during what is known as the bubonic plague. And during the bubonic plague, they had the story of the four thieves that were actually um, sons of master herbalists, and they were rummaging through people's houses that were sick with the bubonic plague, and they were dying from the all that stuff. But these four so-called thieves were able to successfully go and take money and gold and all type of stuff from people that were dying and or dead without being um touched by the sickness or illness, any illness. And over time they wound up getting captured, and the king asks, "What is it that you guys are doing that was making you guys unable to get any of this illness or the sickness? And you got to tell us the secret or we kill you." So the four thieves gave up the secret, saying that they learned this from their family, and one brother had to bring sage, one brother had to bring thyme, one brother had to bring oregano, the other one had to bring um, sage, thyme, oregano, and marjoram, right? And so those are the main components to make this Four Thieves blend. Now, what we're finding out right now is that each of those herbs are great culinary herbs that we today use in modern time and science and speed to season our foods, right, sisters? We should have some of those things in our kitchen cabinets already, all right? However, they have a culinary effect, which they enhance the molecular breakdown when you're ingesting food. When you season your chicken with some of that stuff, it makes the chicken more digestible to the body. Not just taste well, but it's also going to digest well better. Same thing with fish or beef, etc. That's the science and the power that spices that they have on the meat that we're eating. Okay, and so they have that effect in a culinary sense. However, but when you put them together and combine them, they work synergistically even more profound, and they are antibacterial properties, antimicrobial properties, antifungal properties, and immune boosting qualities, all type of stuff, and just those four. But with a crazy bush doctor, Dr. Shaka, I have a little bit more in there. So in this particular formula, it's halal, and I have it with kosher apple cider. Then we have garlic, rosemary, thyme, marjoram, sage, oregano, radish, bell pepper, black seed, because this is an Islamic formula from a Muslim. I have to put black seed in it. So I put black seed. And lastly, which is also most importantly, also from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, al-wadud, the power of love, because love is the most powerful energy all across the globe. Healing comes from Allah and Allah only. So this is my Four Thieves blend. And the Four Thieves is good to enhance your immune system. If you feel any type of sickness, cold, flu coming on you, what you could do with this tincture is, and this is an apple cider based tincture. So it's halal. You can give this to the children. You can place this into the drinks. Okay. Place this under the tongue sublingually. And what you do is you swallow it 2 times a day. And what it does is that it opens up. It's excellent for your throat, excellent for sinus issues, number of things, but it enhances the immune system. So if you feel like you get coming under the weather and so forth, I would strongly recommend that you get your hands on some of this Four Thieves blend. And for those who are on special medication where they cannot have um, apple cider vinegar or any of such, we are also getting ready to make a halal version, but with olive oil. I also have my own olive oil that we're creating that is also halal, but it's basically more infused basically for children. So one other thing for my practice was that I wanted to specialize in pediatric halal medical care because a lot of the children do not have a say so when a child is crying or is in pain. Doctors don't know where it's coming from. Why? What is the cause? So that's another serious interest of mine of being the fact I have a father. I'm a father of two, even though my children are grown now, but I have nephews and nieces as a martial artist. I've been teaching other children. And as a naturopath, I've been now also called into doing pediatric medicine and so forth, particularly in the Islamic and also the Hasidic communities.
Brother, we have a question in the Zoom chat. Can we purchase your tincture on the website?
The website, yeah. What happens is the website. I had to take the website down because I wanted to put up. I had so much information that we wanted to put up, and we also switched gears because so we're no longer at the clinic that we were at. I'm right now looking for another clinic, and we're looking to do the acupuncture, community acupuncture. We're raising funding now for a community mobile acupuncture clinic, whereas I'm taking the show around the world, basically helping the people by any means necessary, wherever they at, however they at. That's what we're doing, and people can help us out with that on Natural Health Hero on Cash App, naturalhealthhero.org. The website will be up by the end of this week. It'll be finalized, but you can also email me. My email at naturalhealthhero786@gmail.com, and to initiate a consultation. If someone wishes to start an holistic health consultation, then what we would do is send you the survey, and in which that survey, you will fill out that survey, and we will be able to help you get a holistic nutritional diet plan put together based upon your body's divine constitution. Again, different strokes for different folks. So I'm going to ask you certain questions that you're going to be able to answer. Only you can answer. And based upon you answering those questions, we're going to do what is known as the VPK count. And that's how we'll be able to determine whether the person is Vata type, Vata prominent, Vata, Pitta, or Kapha. And those will help me to determine how better to help you on a nutritional basis, on a health basis, on an emotional basis, and so forth. So much can be and enjoying just from that wealth of knowledge.
Thank you, brother. Any other questions for brothers?
Black seed, black seed.
Any other questions for the brother? Any other questions want to put out there? He will be coming back, so digest it now. There will be opportunity to let it digest and resonate. So don't feel pressure to ask questions now. There will be opportunities. We're going to try to make his presence in our community in this capacity a mainstay. So because he has too much information to give us in one sitting, we're trying to make sure that he is continuing to learn and continue to apply for himself and his family, and then hopefully giving that back to us as often as possible. Any other questions for the brother before we begin to sign out?
I have a comment. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. My name is my name is Umar Siddiq Abdullah. I'm head of security at Masjid Sabur. Brother Shaka has done tremendous work for me personally. Yeah, I've had several acupuncture sessions with him. I buy his tonics. They work. I'm very in tune with my body. I'm also a martial artist, and I'm a vegetarian. So, if I take something, I know whether it was working or not. His stuff works. So please support the brother. It'll be worth your while. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Alaikum salam.
I thank you, brother, for sharing that with the people, brother. I love that, man. And that's what we wanted to be. We wanted to become the solutions to the situations in our community. Real quick, while I got everybody's attention, I want to make sure that they get these are 10 must-have herbs. Do I have enough time to share the 10 must-have herbs that you better get?
Yeah.
Real quick. You guys have me come back on that, or I'll give a consultation on that. But the 10 must-have herbs, Dr. Shaka is amped up. You got to have this. I'm a natural health hero. I'm about to put a Islamic. We're gonna put a search warrant for everybody. You better have this in your house. Black seed, okay. Basil. Basil is the king of herbs. You need that because it's anti-inflammation. Okay.
Hold on 1 second. You're moving too fast. Let me write this down. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Black seed, I got that.
I
got that in the house.
Make sure you get basil. Okay. Chamomile. You're gonna need chamomile. Chamomile is a sedative. It aids sleep and also indigestion. We're also in the middle of a pandemic where they're getting ready to start setting off, and we got to stay inside, quarantine even more. Our nerves is gonna be so amped up and crazy, right? The children are like, why I can't go out? Why I can't do this? They need chamomile. I need chamomile. You need chamomile. Get chamomile. I got some chamomile. All right. Feverfew. That's something that America is just now catching on to. That's a West Indian thing called feverfew. Feverfew is good for headaches, arthritis, and especially fevers. All right. So you can probably see feverfew at a Korean health food store. Okay. Lemon balm. Please. I said feverfew. You want me to spell it? Feverfew.
Yes, please spell it, brother.
Sure. FEVERFEW. Feverfew, right? It's good to reduce fevers, and it's excellent for children. Excellent for children. Okay. Anytime, and especially with this COVID stuff going on, I can't go too much into that. I will on another time, but you definitely want to make sure you have some feverfew. All right. One of the symptoms that people that are dealing with when they have this COVID stuff, what we finding is they have the immune is under attack. They have a fever flash. So feverfew helps to deal with that, and also the aches and pains of that. Okay. Lemon balm. Lemon balm also is excellent for relaxation and promotes sleep. Also is excellent for your appetite and excellent for anxiety. We are under attack. A lot of us are going to have a lot of anxiety issues. All right. Parsley. Parsley is very important because parsley is an antiseptic and it's also a deodorizer. And it's great for those who are iron deficient. It fights gas and it's great for the kidney and bladder infections. Okay. And you also want to use it in a certain way. Like I said, I use it to infuse my water to make special infused water. I take parsley and break it up and place it into the water and let it sit for an hour or so and dry it and drink it. And the phytonutrients in the the and that is going to be into the water and you're going to drink it, and it's excellent for removing heavy metals and toxins out of the body, out of the blood.
He made faces I'll never forget, looking like the mask of poverty and tragedy at the same
Then
time.
you have sage. Sage is also excellent. There's got sage, it's called salvia, and it's excellent. You can make a tea out of it. It's good for sore throats. And
Yes.
sore throats. You can also burn sage to clean and deodorize and ionize the air around you. The same way that we use frankincense in the mosque to clean the air, smell, perfume it. And it's also good for gum infections. If you have a gum infection, it's also good for gum infections. Thyme. Thyme is something you should have in your cabinets. Thyme, not just T-I-M-E, but T-H-Y-M-E. Thyme, one of the main ingredients in my Four Thieves blend, creates what is known as thymus oil. And thymus oil is excellent for relieving of coughs and colds and congestion, okay? And also is excellent for the thymus gland, all right, which is excellent for dealing with endocrine system situations, all right? Rosemary, one of a beautiful herb, rosemary, which is excellent for mental clarity, and peppermint. Peppermint is also for mental clarity, but also for digestion, elimination of phlegm, gas, mucus, etc. All right. And lastly, lavender. Lavender is also great because it's an antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial properties. Lavender, you could use lavender as a spray across the, to kill bacteria. You could use lavender oil to soothe yourself down, calm the children down, okay, which is excellent. And that was the 10 must-have herbs Dr. Shaka wanted to share with you, brothers and sisters, because this is going into the books. I wanted to make sure I give you guys this information so that we could be all right.
Brother, we appreciate you once again. We look to call upon you again to continue to give us information that we not only can use, but should and will use in the near future. Once again, thank you, Dr. Shaka, for coming into coming back to the community. You are always in the community, but coming back to the community for tonight. He is from the community. He's been here for a minute, and now he's giving us what he has. So we appreciate you. We're going to get ready to close it out. And once again, we thank you for the presentation and the information and the food that you've given us tonight. And we look forward to getting more food from you in the near future.
Inshallah.
Assalamu
alaikum.
How do we contact him if we wanted to have a consultation of some sort?
I put his email in the chat. I believe it's Natural Health Hero. You can see the email in the chat. Natural Health Hero 768.
786.
My apologies. Put that in again.
Yes, I see it. Alhamdulillah. I see it.
I made a mistake. It's 786 at Gmail.
Oh, okay. Got it.
786 at Gmail. So
Yeah, so you can initiate the consultation there, and we'll be happy to help you out, get to the root of the situation, and basically get everybody back in tune with health. Health is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I want to be able to help share this gift, and let's just keep this going on.
Ameen. We're going to close it out with a prayer that we say in Arab in the Muslim tradition. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. Verily, by the token of time, mankind is surely lost except for those who have faith, who have do righteous acts, and advise one another mutually in patience and constancy. We appreciate you, brother. We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you, everybody, for coming and spending this evening with us. We'll talk to you all soon. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Walaikum
Wa
assalam.
alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, family.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah.
Walaikum assalam.
Doc, I'm coming to see you for real, for real.
Yes, brother.
Word is born. I'm coming to see you for a few things, man.
Yes, brother. Long overdue, brother. I'm ready for you, man.
I'm coming to see you.
Oh man, I forgot to put the store information up. The address to the store.
We'll put that on the Facebook link for you.
5 East 2nd Street.
I'll put it in right now for a hot second.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Brother Shaka, if you send your information into Jamila LaSalle's Facebook private message me, I can get it on Masjid Sabur's page and send it out to everybody in the WhatsApp groups too.
Okay, great, wonderful. I will do that.
Yep.
Or I'll reach out to you.
Assalamu alaikum,
just the
sister.
same. Wa alaikum assalam.
Tonight, I'll be
Hatton 5 East 2nd Street.
Yes, it's 5 East 2nd Street, which is in Mount Vernon, New York, and the zip code is 10550.
Thank you.
So I have a health store there, and the name is Heal Thyself, and we have a lot of holistic health products, natural, halal products there.
That's true.
If I'm not there or whatever you need to know, just tell them Dr. Shaka sent y'all, and y'all everybody's good.
Hey, brothers and sisters.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
Again, thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to share this information with y'all. May Allah bless you all with al-shifa. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you.
Open up, may Allah Fatah continue to open up ways, continue for you to learn and to continue to give it back to the community, brother.
Ameen. Thank you. Yeah, brother. I hope everybody got the information, man. I hope they got it, man, because it was this. I was hoping that we was able to get enough in, you know.
You got a lot in, man. What you got so much in. What you're gonna have to do is come back and give us a chunk at a time. You gave us
okay.
Class, man.
For sure. Just like the 10 main ingredients that we're supposed to have in our home, that alone is a workshop. That alone is a workshop for us.
Right.
Oh yeah. I didn't even get to even the medicine, like even showing people how to prepare some of the stuff, like even some of the plants. Like there's some plants that I wanted to show, but I didn't have enough time to get them up here. But like this here, and because we making medicine. I don't know if y'all can see this here.
You can see it.
See this here?
See, that's why you have to come back.
So this here, yeah. This here is a plant, right, from Barbados called Wonder of the World, or they call it Tea of Life in Trinidad. And I was like, what is this? You know what I mean? It's a leaf like this called Wonder of the World or Tea of Life. And it is noted, and the plant grows so magically. A leaf like this, you could break it off. Where it drops, where it falls, mysteriously, it just starts to grow and plant itself again, right? But the leaf in the islands of Barbados has said that you could take this for a headache. You take this here, got a headache, you moisten it up and you place it on the head and it removes migraine headaches. Any type of arthritis, any type of inflammation, you place it on, it removes it. So what I'm doing now is making a halal medicine with this here. I brought this back a few months ago, and this is what's growing here. I just brought it inside, but I'm making a halal oil with this. That's going to be as a rub for pain, because everybody's talking about pain right now with the change of the weather and the season and so forth. So I wanted to make something that would be good for pain. And it's also good for getting rid of phlegm, mucus, and so forth. You can actually eat the leaves. They warm it up and drink it with orange juice and so forth. You know, honey, excellent. Need to have honey in your place. You know, water. I mean, they got so much stuff. Black seed oil. You got the black seed. Where that's at? I got the black seed right here. Not even the oil. You got to have the actual seed itself that's crushed into powder. Because sometimes some of my clients, a lot of people, when it's dealing with holistic health, it's kind of hard because a lot of people are still programmed to take information from the allopathic doctors only, and they won't look at holistic at all. And I understand. And my thing is to implement education so that we can activate integrative medicine, the best of East and the best of Western approaches coming together. Because sometimes you do need to go to a hospital. Sometimes you do need to go see a specialist, a doctor, MD. But now a lot of those MDs are now switching up and calling the NDs, the naturopathic doctors like myself and others, to get some of the information that they could use to help their clients. Because people are now having issues with it being allergic to some of these medications, and they don't even know.
We're gonna get up out of here. This is beautiful. But this is only the
You know,
beginning.
I could spend a night talking about holistic health. I love it. You know what I'm saying?
And this
And all under the Suna. That's even better. Like black seed. Oh man, we can go into black seed for decades.
and on the real side, I mean, this is why I wanted you to come through, because this is your thing, man. This is your lane, one of your lanes, right? So why not, when you have that excitement, when you got that, you can hear the excitement when you talk about the black seed and the honey, and you were mentioning the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that we can hear your excitement, we can feel your excitement. So we want to give that energy to give you as many opportunities to share that energy, because when you share it, it only gives you opportunities to get more of it, man. So you're getting more wealthy by the more times you share it, brother. We feel it, and we just trying to yeah, we could do that. Absolutely. We're gonna rap with them about that. Absolutely. So we man, we appreciate you. We know you're gonna continue to learn. We know you got the energy to keep going with this all day and all night, man. And that's a testament to your discipline in learning, right? And learning this craft and learning this science, and now giving it back to us. And that is a model in terms of whatever lanes that we have individually, in terms of our own individual fields. We can look at you as a model. This is how one dives into a subject, into a topic, whatever our topics are, whatever the science may be. This is an example of how we should dive into our science, so we can be immersed in it and then give it back to the community and globally. So may Allah continue to open the doors for you to continue to give it to the local community, statewide, national, and global community, man. So the National Health Hero is a global brand name, man.
Yes, brother. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna sign out and I'm gonna close it down. Tawfiq, I'm gonna wrap with you, man. And we gonna holler later on and debrief this. This is a beautiful day, man.
Hey, you gotta have some space there in the masjid for some of this Bajan bush tea. You're gonna grow some there.
When the kitchen is done, it's going in there, bro.
Okay.
Is that where that could go? Where can that be sitting anywhere? Like, where can that go? Like
Anywhere. As long as there's any sunlight. This is a very resilient plant.
We buying the products to put in the store and in the kitchen. So that's what's gonna happen, man. That's what's gonna happen, man. Your products, the herbs that you gave us are gonna be in the cabinet. The products, the tonic, because I've been using woodroot tonic. I'm starting to use your tonic from now on, man.
That's right. Yeah, because my joint is good. I got Cheney root.
Yeah.
I got blood root, all that stuff to cleanse the blood. That's what we need right now, because a lot of stuff that we're dealing with, toxins and so forth like that. Cleanse the blood. Right. The blood is moving stagnant. So a lot of people tell me they got chronic fatigue disorder. It's because the blood is moving slow. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we got to use the herbs, the bitters to do the cleansing and so forth like that. Acupuncture to stimulate, cupping to help the detoxing, all that stuff. Yeah, man. So you already got you long overdue session to come get treatment.
That's where
and yeah.
I'm telling you where I'm coming from. I'm coming for the ionization foot baths. I'm coming for the 4 sessions, man.
Gotcha. All right.
I gotta get permission from my wife to get that money up, but I'm coming through, man.
We bring her too. I'll do both of y'all.
She's a harder sell, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, straight up, man. This is I'm into this with you, man. That's why I'm gonna do this with you.
Yeah. When she see yours, she gonna be like, oh, and then she gonna want to get hers done too.
I mean, we're gonna wrap it up, brothers and sisters.
All right, brother.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Appreciate you.
Salam.
Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Barakatuh.